Imagine if you went to see a romantic film and you went to see this. And you, like my mum and dad, like, oh, let's go and see a romantic comedy. Okay, and then you come out and they're just like shadows of the former self.
Oh my god!
I would love
I can never watch Spider-Man again.
She deserved that Oscar, though.
that.
The
Yeah.
amount of vagina on show.
Yeah.
You get it just for that.
It's how they-
As compensation, not because that was my favourite bit. She deserves the Oscar.
She did such glorious acting with that vagina.
If that is how they judge it, though. Judi Dench in Cats. Should have won an Oscar for showing her cat vagina.
Oh god. Hi everyone. This week, lads watched Poor Things, the 2023 romantic sci-fi fucked up comedy directed by...
Yorgos Lanthimos.
That was amazing.
I don't think that's right. That's nowhere near right.
That's
Got all the right letters, though.
Yorgos. If you're listening, please tell us how you say your name.
Yeah, and I apologise.
Okay, so a loose plot.
Where to begin?
Yeah, so there will be spoilers. I feel like we haven't done the actual...
I feel like that's 100% on you.
Totally gone off script. 100% with this.
Yeah.
Look,
Unapologetically.
that's how I do everything. Just like Judi Dench's vagina.
Tell me
Oh,
about it.
God, no.
Come on.
Why don't you just read the thing?
Fine.
Can you change generally have a good time? That feels so weird now every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much pressure as well.
Generally
Yeah.
have a good
Generally, like, we sometimes have a good time.
time.
Sometimes we don't.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Genuinely.
Welcome.
Listen to us genuinely having a good time on a Friday night. This is genuine.
You know who was genuinely having a good time? Emma Stone. With her frantic bouncing.
I think probably like
Yeah.
the men that paid 30 francs.
Bella
generally having a
Baxter.
good time.
Yeah,
Well,
Bella Baxter is having
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, she is.
Emma Stone is putting in some hard graft.
Yeah.
She's loving it. She's getting Oscars all over the place.
She probably loved getting the
Yeah.
Oscar. I don't know if she loved... I don't know, maybe she did.
She doesn't have to be apologetic for her
I didn't say she had to be
vagina or
apologetic.
sexuality.
No,
She was
sure.
loving it.
Oh, great. I'm just saying we don't know if she enjoyed it or not.
Let's get her on. Can we get her on?
Yeah.
Someone call her.
Emma, if you're listening, come on and do an interview with 4 semi-funny people who are having a genuinely good time.
Odd. Right. Welcome to this week's episode of the Lads Film Thing podcast, where us 4 lads talk about a film we've just watched. This week, the film was Poor Things. Be careful. There will be spoilers.
Oh.
This is a brand new 2023 film, recently released to TV,
And Oscar winning.
Oscar winning, a romantic sci-fi, very fucked up comedy film. So, you have got Lucy,
Hi.
me, Abby, Dan,
Hey.
and Sam.
Hello.
And this time we managed to spell lads right.
Yay.
So, who wants to take us through a bit of the plot?
Anyone but you.
Like we said, there will be spoilers.
Yeah.
And
So-
an immediate spoiler is you see Bella Baxter, Emma Stone, jump from a... I thought it was off a boat, but it was a bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as in, like, she's killing herself, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a person comes and carries her body away. Do you see that at this point? I can't remember.
I think so.
Yeah. But that person
Feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. Godwin Baxter, played by Willem Dafoe, who turns out to be a mad Dr. Frankenstein-esque person who you see in the background running around like a chicken with the head of a dog and stuff like that. And it's very clear that he is experimental, to say the least. And he takes Emma Stone's body, who is pregnant, and puts the brain of the baby in Emma Stone's head.
And I think this is probably a good time to say that there are a fair amount of triggers in this film.
Yeah.
Like we've already mentioned suicide and a dead baby and a dead woman.
Yeah.
This is not a film that shied away from any of that stuff, it's fair to say.
And if you had a baby's brain put into somebody else's body, this may trigger you.
Yeah.
So just be warned, this may be a little bit close to home. Is that where we're getting at?
Yeah. That's right. It's important to be aware of your triggers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Very
And to act accordingly.
And so generally the film from there on follows Bella Baxter, Emma Stone's life, as her baby brain develops and learns new skills and develops into an adult. And that happens across a variety of different locations. It starts off in the house. There's another student doctor who helps Godwin Baxter document her progress. He eventually falls in love with her and offers to marry her. And so they draw up a contract. Then in comes Mark Ruffalo, who's Duncan Wedderburn, who is he to officiate the... He's like a lawyer.
Yeah, he does
give
like
it
the
once
legal...
over, or a notary.
Yeah, I think he was going to draw up the contract, wasn't he? The terms, the
that's
T's
right.
and C's.
And he's like, oh my goodness, I must see the woman who this is based on.
Yeah.
And literally it's just so inappropriate and basically it's just like, come away with me. You're amazing.
Yeah. Love affair.
Yeah. And they
And she
go
does.
travelling basically to
Yeah.
different countries on boats and cruises and cities.
I think it's one boat, to be fair.
Yeah, fine.
Then she gives away all his money, which I love.
That's amazing.
Yep, it's great. So they end up like poor, in inverted commas, in Paris, and then she joins the brothel to get money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Duncan, she like leaves him, doesn't she? She like kicks him to the curb and is like, I don't want to be with you anymore,
Yeah.
or like be around you anymore. And then she has her life at the brothel for a bit, and then the dad, well, it's like her dad, isn't it? God, what's his name?
Godwin.
Godwin.
She calls him God,
Yeah,
which is weird.
yeah. So
Also accurate. He's literally like given her life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That is the play on the
Yeah.
word, isn't it? Yeah.
So God is terminally ill, and so she gets note of that, and she comes back, and then what happens when she's back? Oh, then the husband turns up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she goes to marry the guy that she
Yeah.
was originally betrothed to, the assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the wedding, a guy comes in and says, what? No, what is...
Yeah. It's a very poor scene.
In fact, the name Poor Things is after how terrible that scene was. A guy runs in and he goes, oh, what?
No, he says, you skipped the bit where people can declare if they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think it is...
No.
So he comes in and says that it's his wife.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes with him to find out more about what's happened.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because he was fucked up.
Yeah, and he basically keeps her prisoner, and then she managed to escape, goes back, God dies, she lives happily ever after.
Yeah.
Really happy, yeah.
Yeah.
Really happy.
She takes up his work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She picks up where he left off with his experimental surgeries stuff.
That's nice, sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a full
What
circle
you want
moment.
for your daughter.
Yeah, the family business. Yeah. That's the plot. I think that's pretty much... We covered... I mean, obviously there's nuances throughout there, but... and lots of sex scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's come on to that.
Scenes. Why don't you say that? That's weird.
That was the coolest anyone could have said it.
Presumably we'll come to that in our favourite scenes bit.
Well, let's start by talking about some of the cast and characters. So, obviously, Emma Stone, the main part, playing both Victoria and Bella. What do you think? Was she
Brilliant.
good?
Yeah, brilliant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now we're recording this, knowing she won the Oscar, I think it was absolutely a brilliant performance.
Yeah.
Oscar worthy.
Oscar worthy, yeah.
Oscar winning,
Oh,
not just Oscar watching.
yeah. But no, I mean, like, the idea of her, like, being a baby and then literally just exploring life. Like, she perfectly portrayed that.
Yeah.
Yes. Even the little walk.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
walk, yeah, of a toddler, yeah. No, I mean, it's a comedy film, so I think some of the lines are set up to kind of make you laugh a bit. But there is, like, her dialogue, which perfectly fits in with that character who is learning and taking in new experiences and that kind of thing. That bit where she joins the brothel, she's kind of just broken up with Duncan Wedderburn, and she says something like, well, I need intercourse and I need currency. She said it seems like the perfect coincidence. And it's just an amazing, like, she delivers everything super deadpan because she's so serious.
Yeah.
But it makes you laugh. It's just, and that's just her character's dialogue. It's just absolutely perfect.
Yeah. And I thought it was really good the way that she was unapologetically sexual. Like there's a thing, isn't there, in standard films where even if a woman is shown as like having a lot of sex, she gets her comeuppance or like whatever. And I think that was really positive. Like that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just
Yes.
is a character who's just exploring life, and that's just a natural thing for her. And where it's like done from her point of view, because there is that bit where Duncan Wedderburn's like, what you're doing is the worst possible thing a woman could do, and you're just like, fuck off. Like,
And she says that, doesn't she? She says like, I am my own. What does she say? Like, I am my own product or something.
oh,
I am my own.
we are our own production service or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So she is a brilliant character.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to be fair, the other characters are really
All
well
really
done. Yeah. Like Mark Ruffalo's accent is
Brilliant,
nuts. Yeah. Considering I think most people probably know him as the Incredible Hulk. I've seen him in a couple of other things, but he was just really good in this. Like, he's a smarmy, like, cocksure kind of guy, but his accent is nuts.
Really good.
It didn't not slip though, did
Yeah,
it?
that's what I
No.
think.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah. You just wanted someone behind the scenes to be like, oh, hang on. Can we just do that again?
Like a director, maybe.
It almost
Yeah,
felt, it felt like it was on purpose because it slipped so many times.
Or maybe they just got sick of saying it. Let's done it again. Come
Or
on.
was he just somebody
let that
pretending
one
to be like a different person to what he was? And that was part of the
go.
story.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
Almost deserves an investigation.
Diddy, diddy, diddy.
Segue.
Should we get segues?
Yeah.
As lads.
At least 8. They're coming tomorrow.
Just a tiny one.
We'll get normal size ones.
Huh?
You said just a tiny one?
Yeah.
We'll get normal.
You can have the tiny one.
Dear lads.
Yeah. And who else is in the film then?
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
he is
good.
He's always good though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Very
good in everything.
consistently good, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also in The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, he's German as well. He has that accent.
No, he's
Very-
not German in this.
What accent does he
I
have in
think
this?
he's Scottish.
Oh yeah, it was something like, oh, I don't
I
know.
thought he was German.
No, it was.
I thought Scottish. Like, that's what I would say about this film, was the accents were not always necessarily as intended.
Yeah, and also not always necessary. Why? Why make them talk that way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Just-
clearly
Yeah.
a parallel universe with
Yeah.
crazy things going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
I liked Max. He was cool.
Yeah, he was my favourite.
He was the likeable guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. I wanted her to end up with him.
Yeah, he had all like the right answers to our questions, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Although it still feels weird that he would want to marry her. Like, I suppose you don't ever know, like, what age her development is. But he's like, no, I will get married to her. And you're like, well, okay, but you just saw her, like, grow up effectively from a baby, albeit in a adult's body. Like, how old is is she that you are agreeing to marry her? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like parallel to her having a lot of sex just randomly, it seemed to be on their minds. Like they had that conversation, didn't they, where Max was saying to God, like, did you make her as a mistress? And they were talking about having sex with her and stuff, even though it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just found that really weird. It seemed like that was the reason why people loved her, because, well, the men, they just wanted her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not for her personality, not at first at least.
Yeah.
Just for her being like a made woman that you could just do whatever you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at first with Max, that's just what it seemed like, because she was just like a kid running about.
Yeah.
But obviously by the end,
Yeah, when she came back.
She was more.
And he was like just fully accepting of who she was
Yeah.
and the exploration she'd done. You were like, okay, yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the way they chatted about it when she came back, and he
The walk they did, like, when she was saying, like, do not mind about this, he's like, no, it's all good.
and
Yeah.
she was like, "Do you want to still get married?" Oh no, she proposed, didn't she? She's like, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah, I
And
like that.
then he was like, "I would still like to if you would still like to." Like,
Yeah.
it was very even
Yeah.
between them. It was good.
I thought as well that it was really good because obviously it was a comedy, but it wasn't like a standard comedy. But lots of the people they had in those main roles are comedians, not. So that guy, Max, he's a comedian, isn't he?
I don't know.
And is it Jared Carmichael?
Jared Carmichael.
He's a comedian, like, first and foremost.
The guy on the cruise.
Yeah.
She makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that old woman and the other guy.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, Harry.
Yeah. And I just thought that was really good because it did, like, bring something to it. They were playing actually quite straight characters.
Yeah,
But it just sort of added to a bit of the quirkiness,
They've got
maybe.
that sense of the timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I really liked the other lady in the brothel as well. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
what
and then
her name
she's there later. Oh, do you mean the main woman who was running the place?
is. What, Mrs. Fig?
Yeah.
I didn't mean her. No, but let's talk about her because she's the best.
Jesus.
It was Mrs.
Yeah.
Fig. Did you not recognise her?
wonder why, Harry.
Yes.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you not
You
know?
recognise that voice.
Oh, I didn't recognise that.
And for me, it was Mrs. Fig. It was not. She's not an actor. That's her.
no.
Did you see her tattoos as well? Like, can you imagine that under Mrs. Fig's like raincoat? That's what she's got going on, a corset and all those tattoos.
No, and I don't want to.
No.
She was great.
Yeah, she was
She was really good. She kept biting her.
Oh yeah, that was
biting
weird.
her,
What was
yeah.
that about?
That was so weird. Like when, and then there's like she bit her the first time on her earlobe,
Yeah.
didn't she? And then the second time she went to do it and covered her earlobe, and then like bit her on the stomach or something. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really weird. But no, I did mean the lady she ended up sleeping with
Yeah.
or having
Yeah.
a relationship with.
And then she goes back and lives with them. at the place.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that,
which
yeah.
is amazing.
But also did make me think because she said she had a kid. Didn't she?
yeah.
That was with her mama. Or mama. But I know as that kid.
Yeah.
Back in Paris somewhere.
Yeah.
We.
Gots Gots to follow that Emma Stone vagina though, haven't you?
Oh god.
So,
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
people do.
Any other notable characters?
I mean, there were so many characters, weren't there?
Yeah.
It felt like quite an insular film, but actually
Yeah.
there were loads of characters.
I
They
would
were
like
already good.
Yeah.
the ex-husband, Victoria's husband.
Yes.
He was
was
great.
great at being a baddie.
Yeah, but you wouldn't like when he first like burst in. I was a bit like, oh yeah, like he seems like a good guy. Then he was the worst.
It's just convenient to the plot that he was an arsehole, though. Because if he was just a nice person missing his wife, it would all change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, except I did think it kind of fitted because I feel like one of the reasons that she did jump off the bridge was she wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
So that did sort of like like
I might go there.
she did that because she felt like not a good person, didn't she? And she like hated her unborn child and stuff. Like
Yeah.
there was that all kind of fitted. It did actually fit.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, why was she there at the start of the film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do get what you mean. Like that could have been very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we talk about the weird animals?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
And then another
amazing.
goat in the film.
Yeah.
So many goats.
But the best kind of goat where it doesn't end up with goat eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I had a lot of thoughts on that.
They kill him, though, essentially, don't they?
Effectively, that's what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's all like, and I show you, like, you just murdered that man.
Yeah.
What kind of? Like, presumably there was a goat with that guy's brain.
I needed to see that, though.
Yeah.
I think we did.
I didn't see it.
I think that goat was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could have done with just seeing a goat
Them
acting
next
like
to
a
each
man.
What,
Yeah.
like drinking a cup of tea and like...
Yeah.
I think that part of it is his brain in a goat's body is still pretty constrained by the goat body.
Yeah, like... the
I'd
brain-
expect
the-
him to still be like murderous and horrible.
No, but the brain wouldn't fit in the goat's head, would it?
Well, that's
True.
one of the issues of the things that won't work. Would a baby's brain like
Would it
meld well in a
Bro? Yeah.
No,
person's body? Like,
Also, the pig's head on the chicken body, that's not staying up. That pig,
far
that
too
pig,
heavy.
yeah, that's going to be face plant on the floor forever, and it wasn't. That was questionable.
Yeah.
yeah, and it like much bigger than a chicken's head. So
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with the diameter there.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like a chin molded onto like the chicken's like arse. Weird.
So this was going to be one of my questions. Actually, was what was your favourite hybrid?
Oh,
Oh.
Hmm.
Mine was the chicken with the pug head.
Yeah,
I know
you love that thing
I know.
for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said it would be face plant on the ground. You're right, but just it just looked. I don't know. I just liked it.
yeah,
Was there a chicken with a pig head?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
chicken with a pig
Whereas
at
yours
the
was
end.
the puck.
Pig, yeah, pig and pug.
Oh.
Yeah, mine was the pug head chicken.
Yeah.
Cuter, much cuter.
And smaller, like the head is smaller, so I think that
Yeah.
that would...
It was a snug fit. Yeah.
Ooh, what else was there?
There was a couple of like goats with stuff. There was a dog with a head of a pig,
Oh,
which again was like... I don't know, it was kind of cute, to be honest.
There was was it like a goose?
Yeah.
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 Let's pick that one. I picked that one.
Go back to the guy, the old husband who
Yeah.
they put the brain into the goat though. That's a legal grey area though, right? I mean,
I think this whole film was a legal grey area.
I'm not sure that's even a grey area.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely
like,
like
you were saying, they effectively murdered him. Did they?
I
Yeah,
think they
The
did.
body is still functioning.
No, if they didn't put his brain in a goat's body, then they've killed him. I think.
Yeah, but if they did, his brain still works and his body still works. They just happen to be apart.
Yeah, I don't think that's murder.
No,
Yeah, but
So-
it wouldn't be murder. But it would be like grievous bodily harm.
it probably
Yeah, it's
would be
definitely like a
because
slap on the wrist at least.
unintentional, like operation and grievous bodily harm.
Yeah, that's what he was going to do to her.
Yeah, true. But you know, they might get a year in jail for that.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know the law well enough.
Okay. Interesting though, right?
No.
He's not technically. No, it's not interesting. I'm going to move on.
I guess I'm just really worried that you're now going to try and murder us, but not murder us.
I have no like theoretical medicinal basis to do that.
Only just the energy, to be fair.
In the end,
The time, yeah.
The most I've got is scissors and sellotape. That's it.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, it's a sound plan.
Yeah.
The other thing about having that goat brain inside that man, he still had to poop.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
He was eating
Wow.
grass, wasn't he?
he's eating
Yeah.
grass.
Yeah.
He's drinking water. He's pooping out just giant man turds on the lawn, isn't he? Who's cleaning that up?
He was only in grass, though, so it's not going to be as bad as like other diets.
True, but you know goats eat anything.
Wait, I don't
They
understand.
might eat like a hat.
Yeah, but what's your issue here?
Well, you probably need like a bag for life to deal with that, man.
Yeah, but he's not going to be dealing with it, is he? He's a goat.
Like she will have to deal with that. I feel like she should have thought about
There
that.
would be the
Oh, that was
housekeeper.
Prim.
Oh, she was horrible the whole film.
No, she's
Yeah.
right at the
She
end. They
did
were
have to
friends.
pick up some,
Yeah.
goat turds.
She did have a really good line though, when what's her name, Bella Baxter, first started like experimenting with herself.
How?
Well, she was using like a cucumber, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah,
And then
I know what
Mrs.
you're gonna
Prim
say.
came over and she was like, "I can make you happy in just a couple of minutes." And then she tries to like grab her, and she says, "She tried to grab me in my hairy business." It's a funny
Is this a good time to talk about the sex bits?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but we're going to go to like favourite scenes, aren't we, first?
there you go.
Yeah.
What's everyone's favourite scene? What was everyone's favourite scene?
Why don't you want to talk about the sex bit? Is that not
Yeah.
your favourite scene, generally?
Go for it.
Well, so now this film had a lot of sex bits.
Yeah.
Like too many, some could argue. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just like the whole second half of the film was just sex.
Yeah.
I think it's like a bit in the first half and a bit in the second half, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Pretty early on that she starts doing that.
It's with Duncan.
It's about
isn't
40
it?
minutes in, isn't it?
Yeah, because you fell asleep. You fell asleep just before, and then I was watching it, and then I was like, oh, wow, this is taking a turn. And then it was like 40 minutes later. I was like, we definitely have to rewind. We definitely, tomorrow night, we definitely have to go back. Like, you missed a really good bit. Nudity.
I have a weird thing that even when watching with my husband, I turn into basically a Victorian governess when I see sex scenes. And I'm just like, doing rumpy pumpy or like something weird. Just like, no one has ever said these words. But somehow I'm like,
Oh, my God.
I'm beside myself. I'm just unable to look at the television.
What? Why?
I don't know.
I'm literally elbowing Sam like, it's the best bit. Wake up. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. You've turned into that old matron now.
That's right. I'm just Mrs. Prim.
But yeah, I found the sex scenes quite liberating. She was just like doing it all for herself.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Her own means of production.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I thought they were really good. And I thought it was really, like, it was kind of extreme. Like, it was a lot for her to do. There was a lot of close-ups there of,
Yeah.
like, bits where, again, we've not seen Gwen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know like Emma Stone's feeling around all this because like, did she get the script and read it and be like, oh, for fuck's sake, like
Yeah.
this looks so good, but look what I've got to do. Every other scene, I got my ass out. Like, or was she like, yeah, this is like I'm totally up for it. It doesn't
Yeah.
faze me, whatever.
For the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's worked with the director before, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know on what film, but I saw it in an interview the other day.
Oh, that's good.
Pay much attention, did you?
Nope.
As much attention as anyone will pay to this shit that we're chatting. I guess.
Yeah,
Exactly. Some of her clients though in the brothel.
The dad and his sons. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. Finger in the arse.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, God.
They were making notes, weren't they?
Yeah.
God.
And that guy with the long hair, the first one.
Oh my god. He
that was the worst one.
weird.
Weird-looking skeleton.
Just three thrusts and he was done.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
But no, I loved it when she kind of. I was going to say found her rhythm. There's that bit in the middle of that like scene where she's like, "You tell me a childhood story.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you a joke, then I'll check to see if you need some perfume, and then we'll do it." And I was like, "Oh, okay. She really is like making the best of the
Yeah.
situation." That was a really good.
Well,
She
I
seems to be
think-
really enjoying it.
She wasn't like making the best of it as though like it was something bad that she had to do though, was she? She was like making the best of it like it was already pretty good.
Yeah,
She just wanted to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just trying to get to know them.
Yeah, like a meaningful connection as part of that.
Yeah.
It was quite nice to see that happening outside of like society restrictions and stuff. Like she just did what she wanted and that was
Yeah.
great rather than like taking all that stuff on about like, oh, I'm doing something shy and I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes you look at things in a new way, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's
yeah.
one of the good things about the film, because then she does get back to, like you said, those societal restrictions when she sees Duncan Wedderburn and he's like shouting at her and stuff, and you're immediately just on her side. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, fuck you. Like, she's just, she needs money, she's making money, she's having a good time. Who are you to say that she's doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, like that whole concept of the like manic pixie dream girl of being the like ideal man's sort of, I don't know, fun and free and all of that stuff. And then in every one of those films, the woman is like locked down the second that they are that like free person, and then that's locked in and locked down. And they're not really that kind of person. They're just like kooky for the sake of the man and all of that kind of stuff. And I loved that he was so annoyed at her when she actually was that stuff. Yeah. Like you say, they all wanted her because she was that character, which is the whole, like, the concept of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. And then, like, he didn't actually want that because he wanted her not to say rude stuff around his friends. And
but it was
all
only
of that stuff.
It was only like he was worried about how people would perceive that.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be a whore because, oh my God, like, you just can't.
Yeah.
It's not the done thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily his view.
Yeah.
But he would be worried about what everyone would think of him and his wife or whatever.
Yeah. And like we said, he got his comeuppance, she didn't get hers.
Yeah.
Which is different to all of those like indie films where the woman just ends up sort of just going with it or whatever. Making herself what the man wants.
I'll get them okay.
Visually, it was amazing.
Yeah, I thought like I would struggle actually to pick a favourite scene. As you're going through the film, you're like, oh my God, what's happening now? This is uncomfortable. And then you get used to the feel of it, the music, the fisheye lens.
Yeah.
And then something else happens. You're like, oh my God, okay, I'm uncomfortable. But actually, even halfway through, you're looking back thinking, okay, I'm really enjoying this. Like, I've gotten used to this. I don't know if I had a favourite scene. There was definitely favourite jokes and lines in there.
Yeah.
But I loved the film just not knowing what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
That was great.
Even like the move from black and white to colour, like it just, you were ready for it. And it's like, because at the start, I kind of said, I hope it's not all in black and white. Cause it got a bit boring for a while. Probably a little bit too long for me, but then it was just really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, at the start, I really had, obvious parallels with Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's like that Frankenstein character, but even the black and white nature and some of the accents and stuff, I was like, oh, this is like a 21st century
Scottish.
Young Frankenstein. Thank you, Abby. Okay, so that's what we did like about the film. What things did not work in the film, if anything?
I just really didn't like the fact that it was a baby's brain and there was an Oscar for fucking her.
Yeah.
That was, once you realise that, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this now. Because like I say, I could have done with somebody just one liner, oh, she's now got the brain of a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, this is now less paedophilic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they alluded to the fact that she was developing quick. Like when they said, like, her hair grows 2 inches every day.
I needed a number or an age put on it to make it way less weird.
Yeah.
And they said, didn't they, like, she's got an accelerated brain development or something. But again, because you didn't know how much time had passed.
Yeah.
It wasn't
quite right.
enough.
Yeah.
No.
It's one of those films where you watch it and you kind of enjoy it at the time, and then that part of it, if you give it a second thought, you're like, oh.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously by the time, the second half of the film rolls around, you're like, okay, well, she definitely must be of age in some way now, I think. You reckon? By the time she joins that brothel?
It's not. It's definitely not 18 years after the thingy happened.
No.
It's a good couple of weeks, I think, later.
Oh, I think by the time she's left the brothel, I'd imagine she was like, because she's making like adult decisions, and she's like, she's definitely different to the person she is when she goes in, like, based on her language and like the way she's walking.
Yeah.
And stuff. But you couldn't put a number on it, could you? Weird.
And I guess there definitely was a bit for me where she walked out of the brothel, walked out of somewhere, and she was doing some real like reasoning stuff that it's like adult reasoning.
Yeah.
And she was still walking strangely.
I think that's the problem, is it?
Where I was like, I was like, that either makes the rest of it okay, because it's,
But maybe that was just a hangover of her having a baby's brain in an adult's body and actually not learning to walk with a developing body, but learning to walk with the baby's brain in an adult's body. Maybe the character would never walk the same as like a person who had grown up in that way. Maybe that's what they're showing. I don't know. That's a leap. But anything else that did not work with the film? What didn't you like?
I thought the accents were sometimes weird. It doesn't mean I didn't like them, because obviously, like, it was Victorian Britain, but there were like spaceships and shit, so it wasn't entirely congruent the whole time anyway. But yeah, sometimes you were just like, is that a Scottish accent? I think it was supposed to be. Is that an English accent? The Hulk?
Her accent was pretty good throughout.
Yeah.
Hers was good, yeah.
Hers was good.
Mrs. Fig.
It's a big, great accent.
Yeah.
Shall we...
No, I've got something.
Oh, you got something you didn't like, have you?
Yeah.
Hit it.
It's me.
Sam's brain.
Put it in a goat.
put it in a cat. Sorry.
It's in those cats.
So I got the whole idea of like she was not bound by any rules and she just did whatever she wanted sexually, blah blah blah. But I feel like if that was actually the case, she'd be like violently murdering people, and like she wouldn't be confined by any of those rules either. Do you know? Like she was a nice person just naturally, and just had a lot of sex. Whereas like I think if you were just born and you grew up without caring about society, you wouldn't necessarily be so nice.
But you wouldn't necessarily be bad.
You wouldn't necessarily be terrible, but society like pushes you into like you mustn't like murder people, and I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. There are other norms that she would have broken there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, because I think
Well,
there's
it is.
a potential like an internal morality that governs some of that as well.
Yeah, and I guess her dad was nice. The god guy.
Yeah, he may have taught that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
he might
just
have done.
that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And actually, at the end, the guy gets shot in the foot and she stops the bleeding, but she's very quick to be like, okay, well, we'll just put his brain in the goat.
Yeah,
True.
So
So
she's
yeah,
not, she doesn't adhere to some of those rules.
Yeah, true.
And actually, the judgment there is on the other people who just go along with it. You know,
Yeah.
she's got impaired judgment and she's like, let's just do this. And the other people are like, okay. Like, the question is with them, really, not with her.
Yeah, true.
and also to be fair to you, there is that bit at the beginning when she's like, Bella cut,
Yeah.
and he's like, only dead ones
Oh,
for
yeah.
Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
she's
point.
like, oh, only dead ones then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
And then
So to
playing
be
with his
fair-
penis.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Okay.
Hot question. Do we think that was a person or like a model?
Oh, God, please be a model.
Oh, I haven't really
For
thought
both
about
of their
it.
sakes, please be a model. Good God.
I don't think it was a real person's eye she was like stabbing.
No,
No, not the eye.
not the eye. The
I
peen.
suppose if you're going to make an entire head so she can stab it in the eye, make the penis as well. Don't get a real person in for that bit.
They have a very specific way of moving, don't they? I just feel like it's probably harder to replicate.
Oh, yeah, it would be a lot easier
Yeah.
to get a real one in. And like, well, who would sign up for it? Probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, job description. Lay down, have penis like rubbed around by Emma Stone's hand.
Yeah. Yes, please. It says,
Well, oh, my God.
where do I
Oh my
sign?
god.
What was even the audition process?
Yeah. Can you lay down? Check. Do you have a penis? Yes. You're good to go. Oh
Good God.
my god.
How do we find that out?
I don't think we need.
That
We
has
need
now
Emma
become
Stone.
information.
We need her.
When she does the interview.
Yeah,
can
we
ask
asked
her.
them.
Let's write the list of questions down for Emma. Yeah.
Miss Stone.
Sorry, Miss Stone.
Yeah, you're not a first name terms.
Oscar-winning
Oh,
Miss Stone.
We
Yeah.
we just talked to her.
Mrs. Stone. She's married now, is she?
Don't know. Andrew Garfield.
No, it's a shame though.
hang on, I just remembered something else she's in. Have I got this right? She's
Spider-Man.
she's Eep from
She
The
is.
Croods.
She is, yeah.
I love Eep.
Oh,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh.
I knew I loved her for a load of stuff.
Tina Toe.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready to score this up?
Yeah.
All this shit, man.
Let's give it some scores. So, first category is enjoyability loose.
4.5, Sam.
Ooh, Ab.
3, please.
Dan.
4.5, please.
And I gave it a 3, which gives it a total of 15 out of 20.
Good score.
The next category is shareability. Ab.
3 for me, please.
Dan.
3 also.
I gave it a 2.5. Luce.
2.5.
That's a total of 11 for shareability. The last category is masterpiece ability. I gave it a 4. Luce, what did you give it?
4.5.
Abby. And
4.
Dan?
I gave it a 5.
Ooh, that's a very good score. 17.5 for masterpiece ability, which gives it a total of 43.5 out of 60.
That is amazing.
Ab, where does that make it rank?
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it, if I knew this?
So the lowest score there is shareability. Is that because we can't suggest this to friends and family when it just has so much?
Yeah, my God.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, Lucy, you gave it really high scores for masterpiece ability and enjoyability, but pretty low for shareability.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I would recommend people watch, and I'd like defend it if people like, shall I give it a watch? I'd be like, yeah. But I think there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't like it and it wouldn't be their thing.
Yeah, because the style as well.
Yeah.
People would be like, this is just a weird black and white film about people shagging all the time.
But you definitely have, recommended your mum watch Old Boy or told your mum about Old Boy. Surely this is more the speed of a parent than Old Boy.
I
No, I
know,
think
my
Old
mum
Boy
would like the
was-
twist. She'd love
yeah.
the twist at the end.
What, an Old Boy?
Yeah.
Or this-
Yeah.
Yeah, Old Boy, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But that's
Let's
like,
ask her and see
Old
what
Boy's
she-
more
Yeah.
real than this, isn't it?
yeah, it's shocking, isn't it, Old Boy?
Yeah.
Whereas this is like sci-fi, just
Yeah.
experimental type.
Yeah. Have you seen The Lobster?
No.
No.
Oh, that was same director.
Oh.
Film
Yeah.
about 5, maybe 10 years ago with who's the Irish guy?
Colin
Farrell.
Oh, really?
right.
Yeah, it's
Pharrell Williams.
Ruffalo Williams. Yeah, that's that was good. I remember watching that and then thinking oh, okay, that was really good. It's 5 out of 10, and this is totally hit his speed 100%. This is amazing.
Right.
Oh,
So The Lobster is good, but this is nailed it in every
Nice.
possible way.
Yeah, so I was in the office today and I did suggest to a couple of people that they watch it, which is why I marked it quite high for this. But as is kind of say, there is a lot of triggering stuff in. There probably is, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that was something that kind of, I felt like I had to caveat that. Also, I had to caveat it by being while I'm recommending this, it is utterly fucked up. So don't judge me for recommending it to you. Or I don't know if just saying don't judge me for that actually works.
It doesn't absorb.
Yeah, it doesn't. People are just oh yeah, no, it's still terrible.
You know what I liked though? I thought it was going to be something shit. I thought it was going to be
Me too.
really
Yeah.
boring, old period drama. And it was this.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
interesting.
And I was
I
like,
have
what?
not been able to get it out of my head.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I was blown away by it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just to say, so this is about 7th
Oh,
Is it?
okay.
on our list,
Okay.
which I thought would be higher actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it got the exact same score. We've weirdly got a couple that have got this exact same score as Snatch and Amsterdam.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I don't know how I feel about that because I think I would mark this higher.
It's the shareability, though, I guess.
It
isn't
is, yeah. Good point.
yeah, those other ones probably are more mainstream.
Yeah, probably not as good films overall, but we would tell more people to watch them.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you for coming along to this week's Lads Film Club and joining us where we discussed Poor Things. Sorry, let me do that again.
That's really good.
I love that.
Sorry, that was stupid.
We'd love to know what you thought about it too. Were you as turned on as we were?
Let us know in our... Oh. Oh, that really sent me for a loop there.
Please let us know how horny the film made you on our Twitter and Insta.
Yeah. Let us know how turned on you were on our Twitter or Insta or Facebook. Find the details in the description, please.
And if you enjoyed listening to our podcast, please leave us a rating and review.
Sam, you never say 5-star. Do
Let's
not
be
leave a
realistic.
rating less than 5-star.
Please leave us a 5-star rating and 5-star review.
Okay, let's do this bit in a one take because it's going to be a car crash to edit this.
Fine, God.
You edited it, Amy. It's already an hour and 10 minutes.
So grab your popcorn.
We're having so much fun.
Okay, let's just do whatever we want to do. It's fine. Sorry. We're all having genuine fun.
We are genuinely funny and having genuinely a good time.
So grab your popcorn.
Round up your lads.
Keep watching.
And join us next week.
Bye.
Bye. Was that okay, Dan?
Hold your water. They said that in the film, didn't they?
Yeah. Sam's bladder ruins the day again.